a chance. Telling me to dance, taking a chance.
Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Shirty Tuesdays. I hope you're having a fabulous Tuesday in the super hot month of August. I mean, it's only semi right? But you're not hot. I mean, you should be cooling down because I know people are complaining, waiting for fall. I'm still kind of loving the hot weather right now. But either who, that's not the discussion for today. But welcome to Strategy Tuesdays. I'm happy to see you here. We do have a wonderful segment today. We're going to talk about eyes. Y'all know I have corrective lenses and have all my life. So you should sit down or whatever that you're doing, turn it up so you can hear what's going on. But let me tell you about the resource for today, even though it was the same for last week, but it is. Wait, can you see my shirt? All right, so Faded and Educated, they had a back to school bash at my high school alma mater, Star Spencer High School, on Sunday. And so the Talley Foundation did a wonderful job. And so you need to go and follow the Talley Foundation twice the cuts. They have all types of services that they can provide for you. And so make sure that you go and you support them. So that's your resource. And yes, I did it twice. And the only reason I did that is because today is the first day of back to school for lots of students. Cool. All right. So a lot of your parents are excited that your children are off to school now. So hopefully they're going to have a wonderful time learning and reading and doing what they need to do. All right. Are y'all ready to have this discussion? Let's bring it on. I think y'all ready now. Yes. Hello, Dr. Essence. How are you?
Hello, hello. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. I can't complain. I think once you start complaining, it just makes things a little bit worse sometimes. Is what I'm st-
No, I
That's
can
what I'm
agree
starting to think.
with that. But I'm definitely one of those parents that are happy for back to school.
Thanks, Miss you. See, too excited already. Did your kids start today?
They will start tomorrow. I have
Oh,
a
tomorrow.
kindergartner and a third grader, so a
Oh,
lot
the
of
fun
emotions
ages.
about starting a new year at school.
Okay. Okay. Now, do they already have their clothes ready for the first day?
Clothes are ready, hair is cut and done. Backpacks packed. We always bring a nice little gift to the teachers or to the class. I
Oh,
have
that's
one
nice.
sibling that is super excited. My son is like, the verdict is still out.
Like I'll see. Ask me by next week. Then he'll be excited. Okay, well, perfect. So we want to introduce you. Let's start off because this is Dr. Essence Johnson with Black Eye Care Perspective.
That is right.
Now, I mean, we have quite a bit to talk about. So, and we're both wearing glasses. If everybody can see, I mean, now, how long have you been wearing glasses? Don't say all
I
your
have
life.
been wearing glasses since the fourth grade, and I am
Okay,
now making it into my fourth decade of life. So it's been
right,
all glasses all the time. I cannot see nor hear without my glasses on.
not nor here.
All the senses don't work without the glasses on.
Without the glasses, I know. You're probably like me. Turn the radio down. I got to see what I'm doing real quick while I'm making this turn. Okay, okay, I'm ready now. Well, I do not feel bad. It's been since the second going into the third grade for me. So, yeah, I can definitely relate. Definitely relate. So, I'm going to try to get your presentation pulled up and everything, but I want you to tell us a little bit about who you are, Dr. Essence Johnson.
Thank you. So, I am Dr. Essence Johnson. I'm an HBCU MAID, residency trained community and correctional health optometrist. I am also the executive director of Black Eye Care Perspective. And just as we get everything queued up, I would be remiss to say, as a doctor of optometry, the start of a school year is a wonderful time to go and take your kids to get their eyes examined. And while you're bringing your child, schedule an appointment for yourself too. A question that we get all the time is, how young can a kid get their first eye exam? I mean,
Mm.
my two, as someone who has a mother who's an optometrist, they had their first eye exam out the womb. So we have a lot of programs and projects out there. One with the American Optometric Association is infancy. So yeah, you
Mm.
can go on the AOA website or look up for an infancy provider where they are optometrists out there that will do an examination on your child at months, to under a year old. But definitely, let's not wait until our kids' first day of school or first day of kindergarten to get their eyes examined. Last year, my son's preschool class, his teacher invited me to come, and I would say about 70% of the kids had some sort of issue with their eyes that they needed to go see, whether it was color vision issues or just tracking issues, their eyes working together on top of not being able to see. And that was in a group of like 3, 4, 5 year olds. So
Oh my
definitely do
gosh.
not wait for your kids to start showing signs and symptoms, because sometimes at a young age, all they know is what they know. And so things don't seem, not
Right.
that clear or blurred. They may not have the words yet to articulate it, but there are a lot of qualified optometrists, ophthalmologists out there that do have the tools and the skills that can diagnose children at a very young age. And that helps get them on just a path of success, especially academically, in addition to visually.
Now, okay, I have two questions.
Go ahead.
I didn't realize that you can test as young as, like you said, months until 1 year old. I did not realize you can start
There
that
are
young.
some kids, that are born with congenital
Mm.
issues with the eyes, whether they were born premature, whether there was some sort of trauma, whether it's something genetic. So, yeah, I mean, it doesn't have to just be common. I can't see far away or up close. There are kids that have special conditions that need their eyes examined at an even younger age. So, yeah, finding the right person, the right specialist, the right clinic with the right tools, that yeah, there are people that
That's
specialize
important.
in just very young children's eyes. Now, I'm not one of those people. I send my children to a very nice children's optometrist here in the Plano Frisco area, where that is their skill. My kind of ministry is more in ocular disease, in older adults, but there is an eye care professional for every particular just kind of category in specialty for those types of things. So definitely do not think that my kid is too young. They're not verbal, because think of older adults that may not have the verbal ability or have different abilities. So we are trained and able to treat people of all ages, all abilities, sighted, unsighted, all of those types of things.
So my last question, in your presentation, does it discuss about the different types of doctors? Because you've mentioned at least three of them, and some people may not know what type of doctor that is. So
Not
is that
this
in your
presentation.
presentation?
I feel like I need to send you a different presentation where we talk
Oh,
about all things. Today I brought um, information about Black Eye Care Perspective. Today's our 4th anniversary and the work that we're doing with children, or not children, with students, so that we can have more professionals to check eyes. But I don't know, I may
yeah.
have to kind of share the tea specifically. Just on
Okay.
the eye conditions and all of that. I do have another presentation out there, also on like blackdoctor.org. Me and an ophthalmologist, we did one that was more on like the generalities and also the similarities and the importance on there. Also, I did a segment with PBS where me and a colleague, we talked about those things. But yeah, not in this one, but I will definitely infuse a lot of that as we talk through what we're doing.
That's fine, and we can always bring you back. So
Yeah.
that's fine. I just thought I would ask in case there was someone wondering, like, what kind of doctor is that again? But I'm gonna go ahead and bring up your presentation now. My followers know that the production team sometimes they are, they on break and sometimes they work together, but we're gonna make sure that this does it's gonna do what it needs to do. So if you cannot hear anything on your end, please let me know. And you want me to just start and then you'll tell me when to Or
Yeah. Let's just. I'm going to talk through just some things that we prepared.
okay.
Again, I'm representing Black Eye Care Perspective. Black Eye Care Perspective was founded by Dr. Adam Ramsey, Dr. Daryl Glover. You will see them on the next couple of slides. But our main mission is to redefine the color of the eye care industry 1% at a time. So even before we get to checking eyes, some of the things that we noticed as students, Black students, students of color, going through optometry school, what I probably didn't realize 10, 15 years ago when I applied to school is just the lack of representation that we had. Before, we were just talking about lack of gender representation, and now our industry is over 50, 60, 70% female when it was used to be a male dominated profession. Now we're talking about representation in terms of cultures and ethnicities. And I have some numbers and some statistics that we can share as we go through. This video here that we're going to show, it's one of my favorite ones. It's one of those things where you never know who is speaking your name in places that you're not there. So in one of the partnerships that we did, one of the ladies was like, hey, I just happened to subscribe to this casting call thing, and they're looking for, Black organizations, Black nonprofits for Black History Month. She was like, I think y'all should apply. My one friend, Dr. Cleaver, you'll see him in the pictures coming up. He knows it is like a Keenan Kel, Pinky in a Brain type of thing where I'm like, hey, let's do this, like, let's just put our name in the hat and see. So we had got all of our resources, all of our information together, and we submitted ourselves to be part of this Black History Month project that happened to be hosted by Kia. Like Kia, the car company. Like my first car that my parents bought me was a Kia. So a very interesting full circle moment. And out of hundreds of people, our organization got chosen to be part of a real video production, hair, makeup, the whole nine, the great cameras that they used to shoot Top Gun. And this, what we're showing you, is the product of that commercial that we did in partnership with Kia for Black History Month.
Okay.
It's important to have Black eye care professionals because when people have doctors that they can identify with, their level of care and attention is better.
I went to a doctor, and he just happened to be a Black guy. And I was like, wow, man, this is what it feels like.
Here at Black Eye Care Perspective, we are recruiting and cultivating our next generation of doctors by going onto campuses of historically Black colleges and universities, telling them about our profession, and inviting them to join our Black Eye Care Perspective Pre-Optometry Club.
We want to make sure we recognize students who are interested in pursuing a career in optometry, and we want to spread the message of how important it is to get your eyes checked on a regular basis.
Even if they don't become a doctor of optometry, we hope that they become a patient of a doctor of optometry. I think our growth comes from amplifying the awareness around optometry. We're making optometry sexy again.
Oh, I like that. To make optometry sexy again. Because a lot of people are not necessarily thinking about eye care until like you have a problem and you can't see.
Well, yeah, I think a lot of it is a couple of things. Before, for the longest time, people had a lot of stereotypes or biases or taboo around glasses. Back when we were getting our glasses, in second grade, third grade, fourth grade, it was not necessarily the sexiest or the coolest thing to do. You were ostracized or alienated. So it's really cool in the partnerships that I work with the different eye care companies, brands, things of that nature, that not only are we making optometry sexy again in terms of the fashion piece of it. People ask all the time, like, gone are the days, parents, these are like school shoes. People need more than one pair of glasses. You need one. They know I have more than one pair of glasses for every day of the week. I have more than one pair of glasses for every month. I have a collection of glasses. My husband will tell you, if I'm going to spend money, it is not on purses and shoes. It is on eyewear, getting the coolest tints in my glasses, getting the transition lenses in my glasses. They now make them in all kinds of cool, stylish colors. So I have glasses that go from clear to purple and clear to pink with polarized and mirror tints. So really, it's about teaching people to be proud of being a glasses wearer, letting them know what resources are out there. You may have remembered with our sorority, I worked with Vontel, a black eyewear brand, and we did a special collection of glasses that are still available online at Vontel Eyewear, where I have a namesake frame, the Essence, we have the Aurora, and a few other brands there. And they've even expanded that Divine collection to also go into the other Divine 9. They also have done partnerships for Black History Month too as well. So I have a pair of Coretta frames and a pair of Douglas frames, all named after a lot of our visionaries. So part of making optometry sexy again is letting our communities know about the resources out there, supporting Black brands, independent brands, not just settling for what may be directly what is on the shelf or what insurance may cover, that there is a lot of flexibility and fluidity. The other part of making optometry sexy again has to do with recruiting students into this profession. I work, for a school system, and I ask people all the time, if they're in healthcare, what do they want to be? And the typical things to say are, I want to be a nurse, or I want to be a doctor, I want to be a pharmacist. Very rarely, though, do people always articulate and name optometry. So we know
Right.
that the profession of eye care is something that we have to kind of present to people. We do have a growing kind of interest amongst those of us who have been wearing glasses for a long time, or they've been impacted visually, or have someone that they've known who has been impacted, visually with like cataracts, glaucoma, or losing their sight in some way. Tends to be the people who join optometry, but you don't have to be someone who needs glasses or contacts to be an optometrist. We have a lot of our colleagues who don't need any of that, but also our statistics and studies have shown that the reason why people get into optometry is normally from a non-family optometrist, which means that every time you go and see your eye doctor, your eye care professional, every time I see a patient, that's an opportunity to share and spread. I like to say I practice and preach optometry. So to let people know that this is an option in healthcare, it is a viable profession, and it's a profession that needs more people. And that kind of brings us to this. We have our 13% promise. Why 13? Today is the 13th. We do a lot of things, in the spirit of the 13% promise. And what that means is that right now in the United States, the census estimates about 13%, give or take, is the number of African Americans, the Black population here. In optometry school right now, our numbers are under 5%. Our numbers at one point was barely making it past 1 to 2%. Now we're skating into 3 to 4%. So what we are striving for is to increase the representation in our eye care companies, our colleges of optometry and optometry boards to reflect the United States Census. And a lot of that is tied to health outcomes. We've talked about health disparities. Many of us may know about that. Many of us may have been a victim of, mistreatment in the healthcare system. It is not just something that affects poor people or a certain demographic of people. I've done for the sorority and other things. I have this talk called the Black Healthcare Experience. And it talks about my own family members, my own grandmother, my sisters that were adversely affected by poor treatment, mistreatment, miscommunication with the healthcare system. And in some cases, cost the lives of my mother and my maternal grandmother, and almost cost the lives of my own sisters. So we are seeking that 13% equity here in our profession, because we know that when you have someone that looks like you or that is from the area that you are from, health outcomes improve tremendously. And we want to be able to give our communities that literal fighting chance. So the same thing that is going on throughout healthcare, all around reproductive justice, all of those pieces is the same thing also that is happening right now in the eye care industry. And we're kind of at the forefront of leading that charge for our industry right now.
I will say, I wanted to make a statement real quick before I mess around and forget it. When you had mentioned that you should have a different pair every day of the week, I didn't start doing that until this year. Um, I only had one pair faithfully, and actually my mom, she started buying like 4 or 5 pairs and, coordinated with her colors. And so I said I kinda got a little jealous, I'll be honest. And so I had to I said, well, let me get a different pair. But it does feel good to be able to style it in a different way, especially compared to, back in the day. So they're a lot different.
Yeah, no,
So
that is definitely true. Glasses are a medical device, but I mean, we are probably one of the few professions that get to mix that whole part of fashion on top of that function, that practical
right,
piece. And definitely like start gradually. I was that person too. I started off with just one pair, but as I got immersed in the field, and sometimes you get those jobs where they give you an extra pair, then one pair now becomes two pairs. It takes one good time to break a pair of glasses and not have a backup or to have contacts. And then you're like, okay, maybe I need to get them at least two pairs at a time because I don't ever want to
right.
be stuck without.
That's true. That is true.
This here kind of very high level gives us an overview. So with Black Eye Care Perspective, we are creating a pipeline for our students into optometry, and that pipeline can extend. This one only starts at elementary school, but I tell everyone all the time, it can start out the womb. You ask, are doctors made, or are they born? It takes a combination of those kind of things. So we need some of y'all to birth the next generation of doctors, and then some of us, will get made along the way. So I was one of those doctors that got made along the way. If it really wasn't for like my middle school teacher, I attribute a lot to her. Shout out to Miss Moore. She taught my sciences and my math classes. Really, I was even telling my daughters and stuff, they've been very fortunate since like starting out in preschool, they've had Black teachers. I really did not have a Black teacher growing up in Southern California until I was in middle school. And that's when both of my math and science teachers happened to be Black women. And I do see now just kind of that impact, that influence, that tough love sometimes
Right.
that they gave, but really to go into that whole point that like, if you see it, you can be it. And I definitely believe that seeing them in these roles and in motivating and pushing me in the sciences really attributed to the woman I am today. While I was in high school, I went to a career fair, and it was right after my paternal grandmother, when she asked me what I wanted to do, I actually wanted to be a lawyer. I
Oh,
wanted to be
wow.
a lawyer
Good
because
for
at
that.
some point I thought I wanted to be the president of the United States. As I get older, I think I want to be the president of something, maybe the sorority, but not the United States. And so in my head, I was like, okay, most presidents have a law background. I'm going to go to law school. It took my grandmother one time to tell me I would go to hell for lying. I was like, I do not want to go there. So I will find a new profession. So you can definitely see how influences, internal, external, from the family or school, really impacts the trajectory of one's life. So I went to a career fair in high school. And again, I had a Black female optometrist that was at that career fair. Now, I'll also say in about middle school ish, one of my really good friends, Heather Wong, her dad was an optometrist. But even then, when I was like working with Dr. Wong at the time, that's not what made me want to be an eye doctor. Like just having glasses, getting my eyes checked was not enough. But having someone kind of, shut down my career dreams, and then being in high school and having the pressures of that, I was very thankful that Dr. Terry Watson showed up at our career day, and that she was there, and that she happened to be a Black female optometrist, and she took me under her wing. She showed me like the ropes. I lived in
Wow.
California where there's an optometry school, so I was able to do a lot of shadowing and exploration. And honestly, just being in this journey, doing a lot of stuff recently, having, my own set of students that look up to me. I went and looked her up on LinkedIn in one night, and I was like, you were on my mind. I am so happy I found you, but I want to tell you like, thank you. And she responded back. So that really like made my day to like come full circle and to be there. She's now retired doing other things. But again, just very powerful, influential women in STEM that have kind of, really garnered my path. Then what we are doing there as we're recruiting, molding people, we have them come into our pre-optometry club. So I mentioned the 13th. We've been hosting meetings for the 13th of every month since 2020. So this is our fourth year of a year's worth of meetings on the 13th. When I get off of this, I'll be joining them for our anniversary meeting. It is open up to all students. So even if you're in elementary, middle school, high school, you do not have to wait till you're in college. If you wanted to join our club, be around just an amazing community energy. A lot of Black eye care perspective in the pre-optometry club goes to the point of like leaving a legacy and making things better than what we had. A lot of times, especially in Black communities, it's like, because I struggle, you should struggle. And we wanted to remove that. So the Black Eye Care Perspective Pre-Optometry Club was founded during the pandemic. As many of you may know, the pandemic was a rough time for all of us, but it was a rough time in healthcare. I was working in the hospital at the time. All my services were shut down. I couldn't physically see patients anymore. By the time I got back to seeing patients, everyone's blind and having issues because they couldn't get care. So it just a very emotional time that I did not anticipate would happen during my career. But during that time, we had a little bit of free time. I was never one to really use social media professionally or more outright, but it all lined up that there was a lot of students that still wanted to pursue, their education. They still wanted to get their shadowing hours in, and just the difference of making, a social media page that pretty much screams, hey, I'm a doctor and I'm a Black doctor and I'm a Black optometrist, like, be my friend, so to speak. I got a lot of pen pals during the pandemic that these students then became our mentees and inaugural members of the club. And over these last 4 years, a lot of our initial students are now entering into their fourth year of optometry school. They're on rotations, they're taking boards, they're going to graduate next year. So we have really seen the complete transformation from like, I don't know exactly what to do, undergraduate high school student, to now helping hundreds of students get into optometry school, stay in optometry school, get funding while in optometry school. We'll talk a little bit more about scholarships and opportunities, but also just build a lasting friendship. And I am very excited to call these future optometrists my colleagues in a couple of short months, and continue to kind of just add into that pipeline. And since we started this club, we have seen a lot of those numbers where we've only had 1 to 2% of students identifying as Black and African American increase over this time. And it's been the first time in decades that we've seen an increase in applicants, but also an increase of students of color entering into optometry schools. And the most important part, graduating from optometry school. So Black Eye Care Perspective in the Pre-Optometry Club is kind of just all inclusive, from your pre-stages to getting you into school, to the support and mentorship while you're in school, the advocacy part, and then, we do not end our relationship. We all become colleagues at the end and continue to pay it forward, and to bring up the next generation. So we really want to create this pipeline. We want to create a well-oiled cycle, just a continuous revolving door of giving and giving back. So that has been a lot of fun over these last 4 years.
So I want to ask a question about the club. Now, what's the youngest that they can join the club? And is it only limited to your Texas area?
No, so our club is international. We are, well, more national. We have a few people that are overseas, but we are the only nationally recognized pre-optometry club by the Association of the Schools and Colleges of Optometry. We have students that represent essentially almost all 50 states, a few of them that may be outside of the United States. A majority of our members are like seniors in high school to college students, but we definitely have opportunities where we open up to a little younger demographic. A lot of the support that you're getting is helping you order the steps that you need in order to be a successful candidate into applying into optometry school. We've had students that may have changed their mind and they're still a part of the club, so they've gone to another aspect of healthcare and still are able to use the same resources to be successful. Some of them may have gone to another aspect of eye care, so whether it's going to opticianry school, which is something you can do right out of high school, or going into an ophthalmology program, which would take you the med school route instead of optometry school route. So it's very much inclusive of students of color that are interested in an eye care profession. And if younger students wanted to be a fly on the wall and listen in and meet in, we have open opportunities like the meeting today. Our anniversary meeting is normally one that is just open to even non-members to get to know and to get the content from the speaker. We do a lot with like our mental fitness. So we have a performance psychologist. Our last couple of speakers have talked about imposter syndrome, in addition to like test taking strategies. And then our regular monthly meetings do a combination of things. We have speakers from within the industry, outside of the industry, sharing their journey, sharing their best tips. We work with other organizations like Warby Parker to help them with like resume prep, interview prep, essay review, things like that, letters of recommendation. So we really just use the club to help connect students with the resources that they need, on top of providing them the support, on top of building a community where like you don't have to feel like you're alone or that you're the only one, or if there's something that you don't know. The unique part about our club is that this is the only club essentially ran by doctors of optometry. Most of the time when this club is ran on your college campus, it is not a doctor of optometry that is the advisor to it. So you're getting all of the firsthand experience, the tea, so to speak, the ins and outs. We are definitely not shy. I think a lot of the students like me because I am very vulnerable, on top of very transparent and very real with them. And this is just that fun, safe, brave environment and space to get down to the issues. Sometimes we're talking about optometry. Sometimes we're just talking about adulting and life. The students will laugh. They know some of my favorite topics is young love and what happens to that boyfriend that you had in undergrad. Does he become your husband? Sometimes the answer is no. So we talk about just all things of life and things of that nature. This slide here, this is one of our future optometrists. You'll hear a lot of times when we refer to the students, we like to add that future optometrist piece in there. That's called, manifesting, visionary thinking. This is future optometrist Asha. Asha just got one of our matriculation grants. So students in the club, once they get accepted into our optometry program, they can apply for one of our matriculation grants, which is $1,000. We tend to do a signing day every year in the spring. So we'll be getting ready to do signing day in April. And then one of my favorite events that I have co-hosted over the last couple of years is Impact HBCU. Impact HBCU is part kind of show production. Ours is slated for October 22nd this year, where we invite doctors of optometry, Black doctors, to share their journey, because we wanted to not hear anymore that people have never met a Black doctor. So we put them out front to talk about their journey, talk about their mode of practice too, because when we're talking about diversity, it's not just the color of the doctor or the location of the doctor, but it's the way that they practice. You can practice optometry in many different ways. And then our Impact HBCU over the last couple of years, since the pandemic has ended and the world has opened up, has been a mobile movement. So we have gone to several HBCUs doing activations with our partners with Transitions and VSP. We have brought the mobile clinic, which we'll see in the upcoming slides, with the VSP Eyes of Hope, and been able to examine hundreds of students. And part of that was to show them hands-on what we do. Also, again, put a doctor of optometry in front of them, but also to have that opportunity to not only make sure that they have great sight to finish out their collegiate career, but to also know that this is a career path for them. I also think the very unique piece of it too is like, when we talk about eye care, yes, you can go to optometry school, you can go to ophthalmology school, you can go to opticianry school. So opticians are the ones that typically work alongside optometrists or ophthalmologists or independently to fit your glasses, dispense the glasses, things like that. But also when we go with our other corporate partners to show like eye care needs all professionals. So if you're interested in graphic design, accounting, social media, sales, like choose to work for one of these eye care companies too as well. So you don't have to just be on the clinical track. There's also non-clinical things and outside of healthcare specific things that people can do in these same eye care companies and corporations.
Oh, I like that. I like that. And I even like that t-shirt too, by the way.
What we have is a lot of swag and lots of shirts, and we'll talk about our latest shirt, the one I'm wearing today. But yes, Impact HBCU has a shirt, so when we do that event in the fall, we do our t-shirt fundraiser with that. We have just plain Black Eye Care Perspective shirts. We have ones for the clubs, and this shirt that I'm wearing with the Africa and all of the eye care kind of icons in it. We did that in collaboration with Custom Ink and released it during Juneteenth this year for it. So that is the one that I'll share some more information on how you too can get this shirt as well. This video that we're going to show is one of my mentees, future optometrist Jade. We went to her school, Florida A&M University. That was one of our first schools that we kicked off our Impact HBCU and did a mobile clinic event. And Jade is with the club now. She is about to graduate. She is in the process of applying to optometry school, taking her OAT. So I'm very excited for when she makes that transition from college student to optometry student. So this is her video talking about her experience when we came to her campus last year.
Okay.
I have a little vision problem where I can read, but under it, it's like a reflection of the words in like gray and it's a little blurry. So when I went to the optometrist in the mobile clinic here today, she was just explaining my own eye to me and just explaining everything, what I was seeing, why I was seeing it.
Because I have been getting glasses since the 4th grade, I remember I never knew that I had an astigmatism until I got contacts. I saw it on the box. That's when I knew what I had. I made a vow to myself that when I became a doctor, I would always explain to the patient everything I found, what it meant, if it's significant, not significant for them, because it's their eyes. They might not see me next year, but they're holding on to their eyes forever. So I want to make sure that they're empowered with that information.
You know, she's African American, I'm African American. She knows that we do have those health problems, but she actually checked to reassure me in that sense that nothing like that is happening. So just for her to just say it in words, what I've been feeling for the past years, it was just like relaxing, like, okay, so she knows what I need. So I know that these glasses this time around is going to be beneficial to me and I could wear them. Like, I've been wearing them everywhere. I've been looking at the letters on the walls. We went to the Coleman Library to hand out, you know, little goodies, and I was just reading and I was like, I wasn't seeing the blur, and it was really amazing.
I like that her vision has changed and she's excited that she's able to see. That makes a difference. It really does make a difference when you're able to see things differently now compared to how you were before. Oh, sorry. Let me get on production team. Hold on a second. We're going to the next screen. There we go. Oh, this is the part of the club.
Is part of the club. Just a few samplings of some of the students that are in the club that just represent the whole diaspora of what it means to be Black or African American or Afro-Latino in here. We have had some amazing groups of students, and at this point we have touched the lives, like I said, over hundreds. I think the number is over 250 students over these last 4 years. I was given up hundreds upon hundreds of thousands of dollars of scholarships to these students. Our matriculation grant, we've connected them, you know, with other larger scholarships in the tunes of $5,000, $10,000, $15,000 as well. And a lot of these students pictured here are in just some part of the pipeline. Many of them are in optometry school. Many of them will be starting optometry school over these next couple of weeks if they haven't started it already. So yeah, everyone, you know, if you see it, you can be it. But also consider, you know, donating when we get to our page about the shirt and ways to donate and support, because every dollar does go to just pouring back into these students and their success and making sure that they have the tools and resources that they need to not only survive, but thrive on their pursuit to enter the industry. So this here was our inaugural president, future optometrist Lauren Price. Fun fact about her, Bernelia, she is our soror too as well. Her mother is a soror. So it was just one of those things about having a mentee. Before, when she joined the club, she was not in the sorority. And then because she got inducted during the pandemic, I was able to be a part of her induction virtually. So just even having those other layers of connection and relationships with my future colleagues, with these students, and to be able to pour into them. But Lauren has kicked off, our club. She has brought in several generations of leaders after her, and continues to be a huge advocate as she goes through her 4th year at the University of Houston College of Optometry.
Oh wow, I love that. I'm just too excited. I almost want to ask, is it too late for me? But it probably is.
No, it's never too late. Would you like it to be a part of optometry school?
Well, I'm just so curious because, our optometrist, and I'll say ours as a family, he calls us the family of pathetic eyes.
Oh no.
And we can, we can laugh about it because we've been with him so long. Like we started off with his dad. His dad was an optometrist. And then of course he ended up retiring. And so we're with the son now. And we've been with him like forever. So all of my whole entire family, I even got Reggie and my mother-in-law and my dad on this, so he's seen the whole family. So yeah. But I just think it's curious as when she mentioned stigmatism, because I really had to learn how it changes. And then what's it's another word,
Okay.
keratonius. I may be saying it wrong.
Mhm.
But my mom has that, and so I have that as well, but it's very, very small. And I guess, as I age, it may continue to get worse. But there's times when if it's too bright outside, she'll have like a flare, and she has to wear extremely, extremely dark shades and put drops in her eyes and all those things. So it's a lot. Like I'm curious just to kind of explore my own self of
Yeah.
like what all is going on. So, but okay, we're gonna play this video. I can talk. So hold on
No,
a
no,
second.
but before we go to this video, since
Okay.
you brought out some terms. So astigmatism, you guys, a lot of people hear it, the stigma, stigmata. Astigmatism has to do with the shape of our eyes. You'll hear about being nearsighted or farsighted, which is kind of the plus or minus numbers. But if you look at your prescription, if you have astigmatism, it's that middle number under the sill or the cylinder part. And it just means your eye isn't perfectly round. Sometimes we say it's a football shape, but it has to do with the curvature of your eye. And then the other word that you said is keratoconus. So keratoconus affects the front of the eye, the cornea. And just as the name implies, the front of the eye becomes a little bit more cone or domed shape, which people with keratoconus oftentimes have a lot of astigmatism. Sometimes that can be corrected with glasses. Sometimes you need a specialty contact lens, even a hard contact lens to do it. In cases where it gets really bad, when you're talking about flare up and stuff, because the cornea is becoming thinner and more cone shape, there can be breaks in there that causes fluid and swelling. Sometimes infection or inflammation. And in cases where people have really bad keratoconus, then oftentimes they need a cornea transplant, or there's other things that are FDA approved, like corneal cross-linking and things like that, to help reinforce the front of the eye so that people don't lose their vision permanently.
Mm,
So that's
yes, and thank you for explaining all of that.
This next video we're going to show is from pretty much, we talked about our inaugural president. We would like to affectionately call Avia. I call her my mini-me, but she is kind of like club member 0. She was the longtime patient of one of our co-founders. And then it's one of those full circle moments to have someone that you have seen since they were younger, then you promote the profession from the chair, and now they choose to enter into the profession. So when we do that signing day, we do a video contest with it where students make very creative videos. You will see how creative Avia's video is, announcing where they're going to optometry school. So this was Avia's winning submission for signing day, announcing where she was going to optometry school. And Avia is now a 4th year student as well at the New England College of Optometry.
Oh wow. Okay.
Hi, my name is Avia Dahlberry, and I'm excited to be sharing which optometry school I've chosen to go to with you, and a few milestones along the way so you can get to know me better. Inspired by my own doctor, I decided that I was going to be an optometrist when I was just 12 years old because his explanation of the importance of eye care caught my attention. Fast forward, I graduated from the University of North Carolina last spring. I've had the pleasure of shadowing in 2 offices and working in a third. I've completed all prerequisites, submitted my application, interviewed, been accepted, and I'm ready to go. It won't be too much longer before I step foot on campus. I've never lived so far, but I'm super excited to be studying at the New England College of Optometry in Boston, Massachusetts this fall. Again, my name is Avia Dahlberry. Thank you so much for watching.
I know her parents are beyond proud of her. Oh my goodness. And that is scary to go to go to school so far away, just being away from home. So I applaud her. And you said she's gonna graduate this year or she's
She's
in her fourth.
graduating in the class of 2025. So
Okay.
she is
Okay.
in her 4th year, going on rotation. So she actually was just back in North Carolina going to a rotation with Dr. Glover. So there's been a lot of full circle moments for her, and we're very excited for her and the other students as they're getting towards the end of their journey. And we're also starting, a new journey with a new group of students as well.
Oh yes. Oh
And
yes.
this here, everyone who's watching, get out your phone or go to blackeyecareperspective.com. Pictured here is our newest club president, future optometrist, Christine Woody. Hey, Christine, big shout out to you. Congratulations. She's going to kick off her first pre-optometry club meeting in this new role and position, but she has always been such an active member and great cheerleader for optometry. Also a wonderful model of all of the mini shirts. So Christine here is modeling our latest design, again, that we kicked off during Juneteenth. It represents Africa on there with all of our eye care things. You will see even in our logo, Africa shows up in different ways, like when you look at the FedEx one and there's like a arrow in there, kind of like your earring. So in our eye, when you look at our logo up close, you see Africa that is in there. How we want to increase that everyone that identifies as Black or African American or Afro-Caribbean, Afro-Latino, all of those. So we would love everyone's support. A major way that we raise money for this organization is through donations, through sponsorships, but also through our t-shirt fundraiser, because people like to donate something and get a little something back. The shirt, I'm wearing it today. It is soft, it's comfy. It's not one of those Hanes or those Gildan tees. This is a soft, Bella canvas shirt. Fits very nice on the
Name
body.
dropping.
Feels good. Yes, it's the good kind of t-shirt. And our fundraiser is going to go on until September 4th in celebration of our 4th anniversary. Then everything will ship directly to you. The other cool part about this fundraiser, especially as a person who has some little kids themselves, and at school they have Future Ready Days. So my kids love rocking their Black Eye Care Perspective shirts in addition to their other college shirts and HBCU shirts and things like that. So we do have all sizes, all adult sizes, but you can go down to the itty bitties if you need to. So newborn onesies, taller and youth t-shirts too as well. So definitely, as we say in optometry, don't just get one, get two, or get one for the whole entire family. So we appreciate everyone's love and support. The next piece is when you get your shirt, or if you already have your shirt, tag us on social media. Tag us at Black Eye Care Perspective or at BEPPOC. We love to see everyone just representing. It's also a great conversation piece on this shirt. On the back, it says Black Eye Care Perspective, so you can always direct them to our website, because I know it's a mouthful and a lot of letters, but to go to the website to always learn more. And we're always looking for individual support, but also major corporate support. We just found out today, I'm going to put this out there, Stephen Curry, you just got contact lenses, and we heard that you're from North Carolina. We need you, boyfriend. Come, reach out to us. We'll reach out to you. We'll send swag to the whole family. We would love, a celebrity just sponsor to help champion this cause and champion in our communities in the importance of eye care, eyewear, eye protection. So Steph, if you hear us, Black Eye Care Perspective wants to be your friend.
Yes, please. Let's tag him.
Yes.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so I definitely need to order a few shirts because
Yes.
I like all of the shirts, all of the designs.
All of them.
And I have a question because your website is at the bottom here. Well, our head is probably blocking it, so let me remove our heads. But
Yes.
you can see your website is at the bottom. Is that where they can order the other shirts that were shown in the previous presentation?
Right now we do have a store on there, and it will have, I'll have to check. If it's not in there, I can add the Impact HBCU. If not, our Impact HBCU shirt will be available in October again. I know in our regular store, we do have our Black Eye Care Perspective shirt, but then when you go to the website on the main page, you'll see lovely Christina again, and you can just click on the link right above her, and that will take you directly to the fundraiser for this particular design of the shirt.
Okay. Okay, perfect. I just want to make sure they know where they can follow you, and you're going to give all that information again anyway. So
Yes,
we'll
of
come back
course.
to that.
Yes, I will. This is again just all of that Black magic. We were recently in Philadelphia for the National Optometric Association convention, and we did a speed networking event. The National Optometric Association also has a scholarship for students that are interested in optometry that are attending HBCU. So if you're an HBCU student and you are interested in pursuing optometry, reach out to us so we can get you in contact with Dr. Paula Boone. She leads that initiative. It is also through VSP and the Poston Foundation. Dr. Poston was one of our first Black optometrists in California. He also helped set up the Vision Service Plan as we know it kind of today. And so there are a lot of opportunities to connect students with scholarships. So if you join the club, we have our matriculation scholarship. Those of y'all that are in HBCUs, let us know so we can connect you to the NOA and Dr. Paula Boone for their scholarship. Right now, we're running a scholarship with Transitions Optical. So if you are a second-year optometry student or ophthalmology student, or someone who is interested in going to opticianry school, we have grants for you. So any of those, you can always go to our website to connect with us. We're on all social media channels. You can always slide into our DMs. You can email me directly. So just go to blackeyecareperspective.com. If you have questions about anything, hit us up and we will share the additional information and the links. A lot of it is on our webpage, whether it's on the main page or it's in our news section with those press releases. But let us know that you're out there, that you're interested, or if you just want to ask for a friend or student, let us know, because there are tens of thousands of dollars out there. And I will tell you, one of the saddest things is when we know that students need money and they just don't take the time to apply for the money. I've been seeing that in just a lot of spaces where people are putting out scholarships, grants, and opportunities, and we're not getting any applicants. And I tell the students all the time, when you see something that the deadline's been extended, that means ain't nobody applied for it. Your chances are great. They are good, So I always say apply for it first, then pass the information along. There is a lot of money for everyone to be given out. So again, just connect with us on all social media channels. We are real people, just like Vernelia's production team. Our production team is the same way. So if you reach out to our team, our people will get back to you, because guess what? I'm one of those people. So we will make sure that you get that information and that everything gets connected to you as well.
Oh wow. I had a question, but I'm so blown away. It's gone now. It'll come back to me later.
So again, these are some lovely ladies that understood the assignment and they applied for one of the scholarships that we did in partnership with VSP. It's our Empowering Equity Scholarship, and to date, it's one of the largest scholarships that a student that is in optometry school can receive. Each of these ladies did not just get one, did not just get five, they got $15,000 cash
Wow.
money sent to them for their endeavors in optometry school, whether that meant now they're out on rotation and they needed to put down a deposit for housing, they needed to pay for the ever so growing cost of our national board examiners test. There was money for them. So these are wonderful students. Right now, Dr. Roach and Dr. Giram, they are doctors, they are practicing, they are in residency. And then guess what? There is our girl, future Dr. Avia Dolberry again. Avia is not ashamed to apply for a scholarship. You guys will also see in the video coming up, again, another great production. She has some great friends or just a great team. Her production team is A1. And she makes just the most creative videos that is getting her money in scholarship. Avia also is a scholarship recipient. There was a scholarship that was done with Warby Parker where students could apply to and they would get full tuition. So Avia is going to optometry school with a full tuition scholarship. People will be like, well, she don't need no more money. Well, that was just tuition, y'all. Like, we still got housing, we still have incidentals. So she has really been finding ways to fund her education so that she can leave optometry school with zero debt, which is a blessing. I'm still waiting for the government so they can fix their little plan so I can get my 11 more payments in so I can get my loans forgiven through public service forgiveness. So government, Congress, whoever, fix this so I can finish getting my loans forgiven. But it is such a blessing that students in this day and age have that opportunity and option. That was not an opportunity or option for me even 15 years ago. So like we said, we are advocating for y'all. We are trying to increase representation. We're also trying to make optometry schools and programs affordable and accessible for students. But in order for us to do that and to continue to do that, we need y'all to apply for these scholarships and grants. So is there a high school senior out there that may be in a gap year that you would like to learn? Like Ms. Vernelia said, the profession of eye care, I can get you into an opticianry, get this grant, and the grant will cover you to go to opticianry school over the next year or two. And now you have a profession that you can stack upon, grow upon. If you then want to go into optometry school or ophthalmology school, that opportunity is there for you. If you want to build a lucrative career just in opticianry, you can do that. And you can do that with the grants and things that we are partnering with to ensure you do that. So high school students, parents whose student is not going to school again or sitting at home, send them to opticianry school. So email us, reach out to us. We will share that information. If y'all follow me on LinkedIn or us on our social media pages, the scholarship is on there too as well with more information. So I want to close out again with Avia. This was her winning submission for the Empowering Equity Scholarship. This has won her $15,000 that, I heard a little birdie say hit her account. So make sure that Avia is using it towards school and not balling out of control. But congratulations, Mini-Me. I am so proud of you. I'm so proud of all of our optometry students. So I just want to share with y'all what a $15,000 winning submission looks like.
Hi, Avia here, your friendly neighborhood doctoral eye student. Now I know what you're thinking, Avia, really? Eye talk? Well, you got me there. But let's talk about those beautiful video watching, show-stopping peepers that you have. Let's face it, folks, we only got 2 eyes, no spares. You can't just pop down to the store and grab a new pair like you can with a fresh pair of socks. Trust me, I checked. The department store does not stock extra eyeballs. So it's time we start taking our eye health seriously. And by seriously, I mean scheduling that eye exam we've been putting off. And I mean you. Yes, you. So here's the lowdown. An eye exam can catch problems early, like the slow, progressive vision loss of glaucoma, the night driving glare of cataracts, or those pesky ghosts that you're seeing could be signs of something more serious, like the sensory pad of the back of your eye tearing off, also known as a retinal detachment. Red dry eyes from screen time, red itchy eyes from allergies. Let us, the eye health professionals, add value to your life by using our intensive technical training to address your eye health concerns. But you just might need glasses, and we can do that too. Remember, folks, you only have 2 eyes. Protect them like you protect your hairline because you have to remember. Wear sunglasses. You have to remember to wear protective eyewear. And if you're an athlete, ask us about prescription sports goggles. Until next time, stay blessed, keep smiling, and remember to make that eye appointment.
I love that. Not protect your eyes like you protect your hairline. Okay, she has a point. She definitely does have a point. We had to take care of things and not wait until it's out of control. I love that. I need to follow her. I don't know if she's on social media. She even probably have time
She
for social
is.
media, but I need to.
I'll go share her.
Okay.
No,
Yeah.
thank you. Thank you so much for this opportunity, Vernelia. Thank you for sharing your platform, with us, especially on such a special day as August 13th for us. And again, like these are the little things that we can do to help advocate for the profession of optometry, just educate on the importance of our eyes, but to also inform the future on different career paths and options and opportunities that they have out there as they transition on from, education and into adulthood. So I just appreciate you for this opportunity today.
Well, thank you. And I appreciate you. Now it makes sense why you picked this date. Like there was a reason behind all of that. I appreciate you because and I'll just be transparent because everyone always asks, where did you find her? Now, she's been saying our sorority. So, of course, everyone knows I'm a proud member. We are a proud member of Sigma Gamma Rho Sorority Incorporated. And so, when you were at the regional conference and you had your booth and everything, I was just blown away. I was like, oh, I got to connect with Dr. Essence Johnson and bring her on to the show. So if you are catching the end of this, it's okay. It's going to end in a little bit, and you can go back and play it again in regards to the perspective of the Black eye care perspective, because this is a lot of information, and she only gave us just a little bit. So we're going to have to bring her back again,
Yes.
and we're going to have a little bit more in-depth conversation about eye health and what we can do as a people to be better, to be more proactive about taking care of our vision, just like we take care of our hairline. I like that. That is just so catchy. That is just so catchy. I like that. And tell her congratulations to all of your future doctors out there. I think it's amazing that this organization started in 2020 and we're in 2024, and you guys have done a phenomenal job from just making an impact in the community, giving back and encouraging uh, brown and black individuals to look into this field because it is not often that you see a black optometrist. I've never had one and never seen one until now. And so I'm just applaud to see all of these different things. I do have one question before I let you go about the club. Um, is there a fee for the club?
Well, thanks to our wonderful partnerships and sponsorships and from donations like you guys will all give, the club is free of charge. So I think that's
Okay.
another unique piece of it, that everyone puts in all the sweat equity, donates all of the time. This is our community service, to make things accessible to our students. We want to, use our monies to pour back into it and be able to give it back in scholarships and grants. So there is no charge. All we ask of our students is to be engaged, be informed, be vulnerable, share the resources and bring it in and pay it forward when you have made, just the successes and the goals that you are, and to share with us, me, Dr. Cleaver, Dr. Glover, Dr. Ramsey, Dr. Humes, our operations kind of manager assistant, Prathiba. We just love, just sharing in the successes, having a little brunch, taking y'all out to dinner, making sure that you guys have everything. This is our legacy that we want to leave. This is us giving back. So it does not charge the students anything, but just the time to visit the website, let their intentions be known, and to show up on the 13th of every month or when we're in a city near them. So yes, if there are more students out there, if you're interested in optometry, if you know already optometry is your calling and you needed some extra help, let this be the sign that we are, the Black doctors that are here rooting for you and want to help you. But even if you're on the fence, if you're like, I don't even know if healthcare is for me, or there were some other things in healthcare. I think the great part about optometry, a lot of people want to go into healthcare because they want to work with kids. You can be a pediatric optometrist. A lot of people want to do research. You can research. You can be a medical science liaison. You can have a private practice. You can be an employed physician like me. You can practice, in a corporate setting, in a hospital setting. You can practice on a mobile clinic and van. You can travel with it. We're also opening up a lot of optometry schools. So there's a lot of opportunities in academia. Even those of y'all, if y'all are physics, anatomy whizzes, we need more optometry professors in there. So you don't necessarily have to be an optometrist to be a professor at one of our many schools that we have and the ones that are opening up. So we just want to bring great talent, diverse talent back into eye care and let people know that. On top of, we'll have another opportunity to talk more specifically as us, as people of this community, how we can protect our eyes and all of the many things that we can see through an eye exam, which is a lot of my specialty. I love disease. We have optometry coming up, which is breast cancer awareness, one of my favorite things to share with students. And one of the poster presentations that I did as a resident was about detecting breast cancer coming back through an eye exam. So all causes that I am personally connected and passionate about when it comes to how our eyes are related to other systemic diseases and conditions. So love to share more about all of those things.
Yes, she's gonna have to come back 2 or 3 more times. Yes, yes, definitely. Lastly, before you go, where can they follow or where can they find you and follow Black Eye Care Perspective?
Yes. So all social media channels. So we're talking about, well, I wouldn't say all because we're not on TikTok. So we're talking about Instagram. We're talking about old school Facebook. We're talking about LinkedIn. You can follow me personally, Dr. Essence Johnson, on all of those channels. You can follow Black Eye Care Perspectives at Black Eye Care Perspective, and then our pre-optometry club, because we know having to type in Black Eye Care Perspective pre-optometry club is long. You can find them at BEPPOC. So you can follow us all from there, or simply just go to our website and you can click on all of our faces and follow us personally and professionally, and then also follow our organization as a whole.
Perfect. Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Dr. Essence Johnson, or my soror. I appreciate you coming on here, giving us a wealth of information. Everyone, you just need to go back and rewind it very slow and just listen to what she and pay attention to
Don't put
that
me on
word.
2 times if you're rewatching it. You may want to put it on half a time since
Right.
I know I naturally talk very
Right.
fast.
That's true. But I appreciate you coming on Share the Tea Tuesdays. And to all of my followers, thank you for tuning in. Don't forget to follow me on all social media at Share the Tea with V. And until next time, remember just to be blessed, be intentional, be insightful, and be impactful. And we are sharing the tea, not spilling it. All right. Thank you, Sora. I'll see you next time.
Thank you, Soror. Same.
You're welcome.
telling me to dance, taking a chance.